Hey guys, glad to have you watching. Today we're going to have a quick look at my Manica Rubida colony. These ladies are very active and very aggressive. They have a beautiful red color and they have a really nasty sting. They are housed in a simple tubs and tubes setup. The original idea was to keep the colony in a nest you see in the clip. It didn't take very long for the colony to move in, but they decided to cover up the glass area with sand. I really wanted to be able to spectate the brood. Half of the colony was still housed in their old test tube, so I decided to add another test tube made from glass and to no longer hydrate the nest. And as you can see, the ants are already moving in, ants running back and forth with brood. The glass test tube has a really nice and clear view, which is great because I really would like to film them when feeding the larvae. The larvae can be pretty active, it's really cool to see. I also like the fact that they have naked pupae. The ants respond very well to food. Once the first ant is feasting, it won't take long for the rest to follow. And as you can see, it goes very rapid. Just like my Tetrapronera, they are not a huge fan of insects coming from the freezer. So the Rubidas are getting freshly cut cricket or worm. And to be more specific, the ants love it when the feeder insect is still moving a little bit. Usually, I cut the worm in half and squish the head so it barely moves. Yes, it's pretty sad for the feeder insects, but it gives some really nice footage, and the ants are receiving whatever they desire. The workers are doing their absolute best to get a grip of the worm and trying to sting it. Not a lot of my colonies fancy these worms too much, but these Manica goes crazy for them. I also noticed that they would like to be fed a lot more than my Camponotus. Most of the times, the ants try to escape on day 3 to get some fresh food. With crickets, I would advise to cut off their jumping legs. A cricket jumping around in your setup and eventually getting in your nest can cause real mayhem. And especially with my Rubida, when sometimes the queen goes out hunting as well. A jumping cricket is not a good idea. Best thing to do is kill every insect you give them. But some species just don't want anything to do with it. Their main source of sugar comes from beetlejelly. As you can tell, the ants like it a lot. They are also getting some ant nectar from time to time, but I think they appreciate the jelly a lot more. At the end of the video, I have 2 time lapses of the ants feasting on both sugars and protein. Their brood is progressed a little further as I wanted to. A few weeks back we had a warm day, which got the ants out of hibernation, and they are going at full speed at the moment. Since they ended their hibernation, I'm keeping them at 24 degrees. The colony is 1 year old, and in my opinion they did pretty well, so the temperature goes back to 24. And since the colony is doing so well in test tubes, I would like to own a big Saturn setup from Wakushi once the colony gets a little bigger. I think filming them in a Saturn nest would be really awesome. I'll make sure to do an update as soon as I'm going to order the setup. Interested in buying these ants? Make sure to do your research properly. I ordered 4 queens and only 2 of them turn into stable colonies. And if you were worried about their sting, yes, it hurts, but it's really not that bad. The ants like moisture, and they would like to be fed on a regular basis. They are very interesting to spectate and very lovely to keep. I'm going to show you the 2 time lapses now without me talking. So I would like to thank you all for watching. I hope I earned your subscription. And I would appreciate it a lot if you would like and comment as well. I'm hoping to see you next week as I picked up 2 amazing ant colonies from Antcell, which I will be showing of course. Enjoy the time lapse and I'm hoping to see you all next week. Bye bye.